Nah, the best player that I played with, hands down, has to be Carlitos Tevez. Has to be. Nicholas Anelka, the best player that I played against. He had everything, man. You know, like, you would like hit him with a tackle and you'd be thinking, like, once you hit him, I ain't gonna wanna know. Man would roll up his sleeve, look at you and say, come on then, let's go. The impact that Carlos Tevez had when he came, you know, it took him I think a month or so to get up to speed with the English game, but just his presence being there, it took training up another 5%, and that's a big margin when we're talking about like Premier League elite stage. He took it up 5%, and not just that, when he was always available. When I had the ball at my feet, he was always available, you know. And he's the only person that I've trained with and played with that he wasn't the best in training, but when it came to game time, he was the best. The funniest player has to be Bobby Zamora, man. Bobby Zamora, loud. A lot of people, to be fair, that have been in dressing room, so we've been in dressing room together, or players that I played with both, they always say, oh, it's either Anton or Bobby. But for me, it has to be Bobby. Everything you're seeing from Jordan Henderson now, I knew was going to happen. You know, his work ethic was different to every one of his age group. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how to get there, and he done it. You know, I'm talking, if we was in the gym and he saw me or one of the others doing pull-ups, he'd look at it. How many pull-ups they done? Oh, they done 10 pull-ups. Okay, well, I need to be able to do 10 pull-ups too. Anything that we could do in the first team, he wanted to be able to do it, and that's what he done. And that's why you see him, the man that he is today, Liverpool captain. You know, and he ain't the best player in the team, but he's the most respected. And that's the hardest thing as a captain, as a player. It's easier, it's not easy, but it's easier to be a great captain when you're the best player in that team. But when you're not the best player in that team, and you're still a great captain, and all the players that are better than you have the respect levels that they've got for him, you know you're doing something right. And I saw that as a 16, 17-year-old. No, he didn't scare me. I actually really enjoyed my time with Roy Keane, even though it was only 3.5 months. He bought me, then he left it within 3.5 months. So, but in that time, he had qualities that I like. He had qualities that that my dad had when I was growing up. He told me the truth. He didn't care that he bought me. He treated me the same as everybody else, and I like that, you know. But the fact that someone of Roy Keane's stature and Roy Keane's ilk is talking good about you and talking well of you, that was massive for me, and that was probably the reason why I did go to Sunderland. Danny Gabardon. Danny Gabardon, for me, I had my best partnership with him. It was, you know, when people say like you just have a good understanding with someone, I had that with Danny. And I think one of the best things was, and one of the easiest things was, we didn't have to worry about each other. We were both quick, both like defending 1v1, but never left each other. Even though I knew he was going to be able to deal with someone 1v1, I always thought, what if? And he done the same with me. And the only other person I had that with really was Wes Brown, but I only played 3 or 4 league games with him, and I had that within that 3 or 4 league games. And it would have been interesting. It would have been interesting if I would have played a lot longer with him. I'm a singer, you know. No, joke. Yeah, I had a couple of, I had a couple. I used, no. I'm a sweet waiter. No, I'm joking. No, no. I didn't mind getting up and singing in front of people. I think Jermaine Defoe got asked that question: who's the best singer that he's played with? And he mentioned me. Thank you, JD. But then was cheeky and said, I think I can only do covers. I can do my own stuff, bro. Believe me, I can do that. But I would sing a bit of Usher, nice and slow. One of them I sang an Aaliyah tune, One in a Million. You know, nah. No, wait, let me. Nah. I don't look at watches as an item that I wouldn't use, Probably trainers that I would use them, or like a pair of. Like, I don't tend to buy them no more, but no, I don't. He's different level. But I've actually got a pair of Nikes that I bought and I've never worn them. They were 500 quid, but I think they're worth about 1,300 quid now, I think. They're still in the box at home. Only Darren Bent would appreciate that, if I'm honest. Yeah, only he would know. But he can't wear all of these trainers, man, because if he's gonna sell them on, his bunion will kill it. Nice, man. Nice.